Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest on of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 3 vs 3 on Mortalis. So on Team 1 as the Legion of the Damned, we've got Iru Kuku. We've got Dass's Hands playing as the Demon Hunters. And we've got Where's My Teeth playing as the Steel Legion. Whereas on Team 2 playing as the Orks, we've got Necron 23. We've got Farmer Yanka playing as the Firstborn. And we've got this name right here playing as the Imperial Guard. So here we are, it's a manly map for manly men, Bloomin' Mortalis. Lots of relics, lots of fighting in the middle, all the good stuff. If you want your testosterone being increased by at least 10%, then I highly recommend playing on this map. And to be fair, even just watching a game of Mortalis is probably going to give you a little bit of extra chest hair on your chest and a little bit more of a jawline right there. But yeah, so quite evenly matched up team compositions here. I'm actually quite interested to see how Irukuku is going to play the Legion of the Damned in this. Obviously, these guys, you know, they get infinite money. All the money is done by the health in their Portal of the Damned, which is regenerated by all the listing posts that they are able to build up. But the teching part is a bit of an issue for them. Obviously, like it takes them a million years to actually tech up due to like a slow kind of research thing. And when they are teching up, they can't build any units and stuff. So it's going to be, you know, there's narrow windows where he's going to have to make sure that he's got enough on the board to contribute to the fight in the middle, while also making sure he's keeping on top of the tech differences and stuff. Oh, we've got some Grey Knights. The command squad attempted to come in, see if we can do some mischief, but 3 Grey lads will be sorting him out pretty quickly. Also got a Legion Outrider as well to coming over and do some fiery bits and bobs towards him. A lot of firepower from those bikes, all things considered. I can't quite keep up with him. Thankfully, he's got a friend now. A priest will increase his movement speed. Although running for the heavy cover will slow him down just a smidgen. Over yonder, the Orcs are having a bit of an issue with the Steel Legion, as is good and proper. Thankfully, the Firstborn have got some hunters, which will be able to turn these lightly armoured legionaries into floor lasagna very quickly. But a cheeky trench turret placed on the corner just prevents any Orky nonsense from coming forward. The command squad is still running around. They've lost the commander. Now just the priest and the psyker leading the charge, or running away from the charge, shall we say. Look at that. Grey Knights in the middle. They don't care if they're outmanned or outnumbered. They've got things to do, and that thing is killing Orcs and everything else. Let's go, Brother Champion. Just joining their ranks for the good times and the fun times. So yeah, it looks like the Steel Legion are being quite aggressive at this stage of the game, making sure that the Orcs aren't able to put a listening post on their relic. And makes sense, because they've always got a place to fall back to. That trench turret will cause the Orcs some issues if they wish to press and be aggressive themselves. The Imperial Guard also being quite aggressive, trying to pop down a whole infantry command inside of the Legion of the Damned's base. And if they're able to get this up, this will be a major problem for them. A dude being summoned in. Who are you? You are Attica Centurious. A bad man with a bad plan for anyone he gets in combat with. Lots of hunters there. I assume that you're probably planning to tech into tier 2 relatively quickly. The hunters are remarkably good at killing lightly armoured things, but when you've got Grey Knights knocking on your door, you won't be doing much against them. Orcs are in the middle. Looks like they were trying to go for the critical location in the centre. Critical location is always pretty good on this map, as it allows you to see the whole cereal bowl in the centre. And it's a proper scrap here. We've got the priest and the commander going toe-to-toe with Attica. Attica won't want to go into close combat with them. Not on his own. Got some conscripts just for, I don't know, a meat shield of some sorts, just to distract the Grey Knights at least a little bit. A lot of the Orcs are dead now. Big Mech is still in the middle there. Got more lads being summoned in from the Portal of the Damned. Just some regular old legionaries. Big zap from the Psyker towards Attica Centurious. No morale on this kid, so he won't run away in fear, but might want to reposition himself just because of the lack of health. Are you able to attach yourself to someone? No, you can't. You cannot, so you're going to have to ride solo and be very careful. That big mech doesn't know when to quit, though. More shooter boys. But it does seem that the northern side have been able to hold on to the centre right here. Also, lovely position for the trench turret to constantly fire at this listening post. What an inconvenience for the Orcs. The infantry command for the Imperial Guard has not been finished And now the Legion are going to... I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I like the position of this, because you're able to put the conscripts inside of you, which can then fire over the other side, but... I mean, Legion of the Damned are going to give them a taste of their own medicine. Fire through the mountain. That's how the game works. That's how bullets work, I'm afraid. Big mech about to go down. Can't he run away? Ah, he gets a side listening post. How a big mech could fit inside a building like this, I'm not entirely sure, but he's in there. Like a can of sardines. Attempting to build up a pile of guns. A couple of big shooters. Wouldn't go amiss on the boys in green. Lost the listening post. Got the Historian Firstborn. Still with just hunters. Please say that you're going for... you are in tier 2 because you've got the Onion on top of your HQ. And the Ogrin Gunluggers are out. These will be a key unit in supporting the southern teams. And luckily the Historians are actually in the centre, so if they wanted to go left or right to assist their allies, they could do so with a relative ease. At the moment it's just a bit of siege warfare going on. Turrets going from the south and the north. Infantry commander's now got some lads inside there to fire away. And the nascent dreams of Dying Emperor unable to keep this heavy bottle turret in good stead. Although, is he able to actually? No, he's not. Looked like for a second he was just able to keep it alive. But not quite. Ogre and Gunluggers, they've got the Emperor staring at them, which does some bad stuff to their stats. They're going to wait for that to fade away. And while the Steel Legion have got a lot of boys, they've got no weapons. They can get grenade launchers if they want, but they're not going for it at the moment. Going to attempt to go for a decap, but instead going to occupy the critical... Oh, sorry, the heavy cover in the centre. There's a lot of damage coming from those Orks now with those big shooters. And was that a Hunter? That is a Hunter. A remarkably fast firing rating, if that's even a word. Very accurate. High damage as well. Piece of artillery from the Legion of the Damned. Any kind of mass infantry formation will struggle when that bad boy is on the field. So maybe some aircraft to go around the flanks to snipe that guy out. Ogre and Gunluggers now with their Bonehead. That comes with a free plasma cannon. So tit for tat really. Mass infantry are going to struggle staying alive while these bad boys are doing their wicked and foul business. The siege continues on the left-hand side, but it does seem that the Imperial Guard are able to fend all this off at the moment. Also being able to get a couple of licks off on the listing post as well. The Stehenna, which somebody in the comments a million years ago did tell me how to pronounce this, but I forgot, so there. Very nice, big teleport, big manoeuvres. Steel Legion providing the range support. Grey Knights providing the perky bits. And the Shooter Boys don't like this at all. Also the Inceptor Hunter just setting people on fire with his mind ability. Less than ideal. Orks now going to transition over in some vehicles, which is definitely the way forward. Grey Knights seen those Gunluggers come over. They thought this is not the way to play it. They've came in, they've killed a bunch of Slugger Boys. No, sorry, Shooter Boys. Now they've gone back home. Stehenna really doing some major damage to the Steel Legion. We've also got a heavy shock trooper, which is just a dude with knight armour and a missile launch on his back. Again, much like the Hunter for the Legion of the Damned, quite a remarkable firing rate on that bad boy.
Yes, my lord.
And all, believe it or not, goes relatively quiet. Dogs are getting their war tracks out. Bomb chuckers for a cheap bit of artillery. Steel Legion. No, you're not Steel Legion. You are the Grey Knights. You're going around this way for reasons. Why are you going this way? Maybe because the Orks have got too many shooting bits inside their base. But then again, the Imperial Guard, they've also got too many shooting bits inside their base. So jumping over won't do you any flavours. But the listing post for the Legion of Damned has gone down as well. Imperial Guard moving to the left a bit, just see what they can see. And what they can see is some legionaries with heavy bolters. And the Grey Knights come on in. The infantry have gone, so they've got an opportunity to do some damage here. Missile turret, the first to go down. And they're going to go for the other one as well. Steel Legion with their wonderful colour scheme, might I say. Orange and black reminds me of home. Pushing on forward. Don't know where the rest of their boys are over here. Yeah, the Grey Knight's just like a wave of spiky. Just coming in to smash everything up. They've killed the turrets. And they're now focusing on, what are you? You are another turret. Why focus on the turrets? I mean, I get it. You don't want the turrets to be there, but I assume the plasma generators and the economy would probably be more of a viable thing to focus on. Do have a couple of assault terminator squads deciding that they don't like this Restoring Firstborn artillery piece on the field at the moment, so they'll just come in with their hammer, do a little bit of reverse DIY. Legionaries over here have had their morale broken, so they will be taking damage over time. Orks will now attempt to bring in the thunder with plenty of big shooters. But I said that they had plenty of big shooters, but then they didn't. A lot of them died very quickly due to the wombo combo of Attica Centurious' Eyes of the Emperor. That's not called Eyes of the Emperor, but that's what I'm going to call the ability. That ability and the Steel Legion. Oh, Steel Legion. The Legion of the Damned. Good lord, my words are not working today. I do apologise. The Grey Knights. Yeah, this artillery over here is still alive, but the Imperial Guard have decided to build some artillery inside the Orks base for whatever reason. These guys are just on a mission to kill anything and everything that they come in contact with. Big Mech is back out. One singular tank buster out in the smoke. But not for much longer with those Grey Knights coming in. Striking deep within the defensive structures of Team 2 here. Gunluggers are back in full number. But need to take out that blooming hunter. The amount of value that guy's brought to the table at the moment. Ah, there we go. There's some artillery. There's some aircraft. So now where he goes now, he should be able to keep on top of him. Also, Curse Machine Spirit keeping him in place. Also, a Vanus Assassin. She's in there. God, these blooming Legionaries with their... Oh, they've got 5 heavy bottles. That's why they're killing everything very quickly. That is understandable then. Stahena keeping the firing rates are going. But so far, Team 1 has just kept that centre well and truly held. And I think Imukuku has definitely done a fantastic job so far in making sure that he's got at least something on the field at all times to provide some value. That hunter definitely was a wise choice. Now coming in with double predators. He's made sure that he's not just sent one in to die, he's brought in both. One for anti-infantry stuff, one for anti-vehicle. Grey Knights continuing their reign of terror here. Good heavens, the Imperial Guard. I mean, they've probably picked the worst person to assault, because if not, the Imperial Guard can be the most defensively viable faction that the southern teams have got going for them, but I mean, we like a challenge. We like a challenge indeed. Well, the Guard are going to struggle. They've got a Vindicator Assassin for reasons, but you can't headshot a tank. Got some tank busters to help with the tanks for obvious reasons, but can't quite get in. Not for all this infantry and this big scary legionary squad in the middle. That's been broken on them, so as I said, they will be taking damage. It's not a small bit of damage now, but they do, suffer quite a bit very quickly. So with that in mind, they've fallen back. Can't quite break down this field command. While they've been fighting that, it has given the Vistorians a little bit of time to get the Void Shrieks out. Maybe potentially other things. Pegasus AFU and the Itineran Castellan robots. God, that's a hard word to read. Yeah, tall lads, big flamers, and legionaries who are going really strong. Are about to die. Thankfully, they've jumped into a pocket dimension for a little while, Don't mind them. They're just resting. They're just sleeping. They'll be back. Always very frustrating when you think you've got a potential squad wipe and then Legion of Damned say, nope, peace out, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Just out to lunch. That does give Team 2 here a bit of a window of opportunity. As mentioned before, the Legion struggle to get their bits and bobs out. See if you can wipe out their army. That'll take them out of the fight for quite some time. Legionaries are back out and will all be deaded. Double Tunguskers for a lot of anti-heavy infantry and infantry firepower. It's basically like having a couple of heavy bolters on a chassis, or chassis, however you pronounce that. We've got the Rallins there. Rallins are always fun. Little sniper squad. Shooter's now been placed in the centre. Really want to capture this critical location of someone. Just because it's giving these guys all the vision humanly possible. We've got the Armageddon pattern Basilisk, which is the strongest. I mean, not strongest, but as far as I'm aware, it's the highest DPS per shot artillery piece. If you ignore the Manticore is its own thing. Lots of artillery, I love it. Slow slog of infantry being battered by the big tanks. But now we've got double Lehman Russes. And that's going to be one thing that the Northern team will struggle with, is that all the Southern teams here have got a very strong, very, very strong late game. Which I'm not entirely sure. I mean, yeah, all these guys have got a very strong late game, but nowhere near on the level, I think, as these guys. There's a bomb somewhere. Where is the bomb? Oh, the bomb's right here in the middle. Couldn't quite get it off there. It's a big sad indeed. We've done a lot of damage to these Tunguskers. Attica Centurious still in the middle, still holding strong. Even a man of his might and girth can't do that much on his own. Orks over here getting into the thick of it. Grey Knights were looking very strong earlier on, and now looking less so. They've got the Grey Knight Terminators, which can hold, you know, back quite a lot, riding solo. Also got blooming brother Captain Avan Stern, bringing that big zap. There were lots of Orks alive there, and then there weren't. Still being zapped, gosh darn it. Beautiful stuff. The Demon Hunters have got access to a very powerful roster of heroes. So if we could bring more out, that'd be a major boon for them. Didn't quite get enough damage done with their surgical strikes, I don't think. Wasn't able to cripple any of the other players while running amok behind the lines. Got Land Raider Phoebus, but we've also got a Shadow Sword, which is just basically an anti-relic unit. Very slow firing rate, doesn't do that much against anything else, but if you want something vehicular destroyed in 1 or 2 shots, the Shadow Sword is what you want to go for. Slow lumbering beast. And the Steel Legion, once having a happy time being aggressive and now having to play in a very defensive capacity, they do have Lord Commissar Sebastian Yarrick T-posing as he pleases. It's not in his tank. I don't think he wants to walk up to this firing line neither. The writing might potentially be on the wall here, boys and girls. The Restoring Firstborn pushing into the Demon Hunter side of things. Grey Knight Interceptors jump on in and tie up the gun luggers. I mean, that's 1 squad versus 3 versus 4 now. Now also got a... Oh, I didn't know you were in the game. A Flacker truck. Oh, blooming Eldar floy thing. With Orky bits on. Very nice stuff. Ain't you fancy gubbins? Lee's in here. He's doing things. Huge electric zaps from, I assume, a fire that burns the warp or someone like that. He's also brought his venerable dreadnought friend, as he could summon one into the battlefield. He's got a powerful pistol which destroys things. But for a second I thought they were going to maybe potentially make a comeback, but the Steel Legion have been killed. Very unfortunate. It looks as if to me that the fire that burns the water was going to come in and just basically solo a whole bunch of things with him and his dreadnought friend, like a buddy cop kind of situation. But no, that was not the case. So yeah, very aggressive start from these guys, able to push really far into just basically everyone's base, but didn't quite have the punching power to necessarily take any one individual out. And yeah, I think that going for the Imperial Guard was probably the wrong idea. Maybe the Restoring Firstborn or the Orks would have been a better choice. As, I mean, yeah, field command. Try and take that bad boy down. You can pop 5 guys in there. Lots of firepower coming out. No mass, no pass for you guys. So there we go. Cheers, boys, for sending this game into the Discord. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you one game a week. And there's also Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. Mine's been Mr. Landshark. Apologies always never short. Now, see you in a bit. Peace.